Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Rob, sir, I cannot hear you. Looks like we might have a little microphone problem on Rob's end going on here. See if we can get this fixed. No. Oh, the gremlins come and bite us again, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the story is here, but we are live, the MLM Solution. It is Thursday, November 5th. It is 11 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to give Rob just a second here to see if he can work out his microphone issues. In the meantime, let me remind you that if you will please give us a thumbs up. If you like what you hear, you understand the points that we're making in our show today. We always appreciate that feedback. And of course, please like, comment, and share across our various social media platforms. You can find us by doing a search on hashtag TheMLM-Solution. That's hashtag TheMLM-Solution. And of course, you can find us on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe there and register for notifications as well. That way you'll know when we drop some new content, when we're live. 11 a.m. Eastern weekday mornings is when we're always here. And we always appreciate that support from you. Today, we are on podcast number 73. We're going to be talking about the 90-day evaluation. We've got some great information for you here today. I know that Rob wants to share as soon as he finds his voice with his microphone. So let's see if he's on yet. Rob. Nope, I'm still having to lip read you, sir. Might need to go out, come back in, reset possibly. I don't know. So we'll give Rob just a second to do that yet. But this week we have been talking about some more advanced topics going on. We've covered some back office monitoring. We've talked about how you look for your leaders in the back office. We talked about understanding your genealogy. And today we're going to be covering the 90-day evaluation. Well, one of the things we talk about quite often in our system is the 5 simple steps you want to follow. And part of what we advocate for is the 90-day mini blast. That is spending your first 90 days in the business, basically giving it your all, giving it your best shot, and discovering whether or not the network marketing model really works for you. As with most things, it takes some time to decide whether or not something's actually working. And the 90-day mini blast is a great opportunity to give it the best test drive that you possibly can. And then at the end of that 90 days, of course, you want to evaluate your business at that point. And part of the evaluation, I would say the very first thing to evaluate is whether or not the network marketing business is the model you want to pursue to achieve the wealth, the income levels, the lifestyle that you're looking to achieve. While the network marketing industry is available to everyone, and personally, I believe one of the best opportunities for people to make a better than average income, if not an incredible lifestyle income, the industry itself and the way the business works does not necessarily jive with everyone's personality. It's not for everyone. If it was, everyone would be doing it, right? And that's certainly not the case. Not everyone is cut out for the same type of work. The same thing is true in corporate careers. Not everyone is a lawyer. Not everyone is a doctor. Not everyone is a cashier at the supermarket. So you have to find the correct match between your personality, your skill sets, your desires, the way you want to grow, what you want to do, and your income earning potential, or the avenue through which you want to earn your income. So network marketing may or may not be that match. And that 90-day mini blast, at the end of it, doing that evaluation, that's one of the things you want to evaluate. Did you achieve the type of results you had hoped for? Remember, at the beginning of your 90-day mini blast, you have a goal sheet that we talk about. You're setting particular goals for the type of results you're hoping to achieve in that first 90 days.
Hello.
There's Rob.
Well, I'm using my laptop. I don't know what happened to my desktop.
I don't either, but we can hear you now loud and clear. That's fantastic. Welcome to the show, sir.
Well, I was there. I just wasn't there.
Well, for our folks who are listening on the podcast and don't have the video, they couldn't tell whether you were there at all or not. The folks on video, they saw your lips moving, but nothing was coming out.
Well, the wife says that all the time.
We've been pretty good with the technology lately, but we got bit by the gremlins just a little bit today.
I've been working on that. It's my iMac. And,
yeah,
you know, you pay all that money for those computers and you turn around and you have those kind of bugs. But anyway, I've been working on it all morning since about 1 a.m. I've been up since then. But anyway, not that. And it hasn't had a glitch. And we start the show. I mean, Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law. So, but anyway, you did a great job taking care of the situation. In the meantime, I'm going to try and log into iMac again and see if I can pick that up and get off of the laptop. So I'll be right with you guys. Hold on one moment.
All right. Well, Rob's trying to figure out his technical difficulties. I tell you what, the gremlins bite us at the most inopportune times. Let me go back to what I was saying about your 90-day evaluation. So if you're following the 90-day mini blast the way we teach it, you've set up goal sheets, you've set goals, and you're basically putting your head down and working with blinders on for 90 days. You're giving it your best effort, hopefully. And at the end of the 90 days, part of that evaluation is, did you give it your best effort? Is it the type of work that you're willing to do? That recruiting process, the looking for leaders, the following up, the training, the duplication steps you want to take. Is that type of work agreeable with you? And if it's not, that's one of the decisions you have to decide, I would say, first of all, at that 90-day mark, is whether or not this business model is what you want to use to pursue your income goals. And Rob, I mean, feel free to jump in. I don't know if you wanted to set more foundation here, but I just kind of, started with where I would go with the 90-day evaluation.
Well, you did a great job. I was obviously listening. And again, we apologize for the technical issues. I have no idea why we get bit. It seems like all the time. I don't think we go a week without one day having a technical issue, which is very frustrating. I know we're not the only ones, because I watch other podcasts, and there's every once in a while they have glitches, sometimes to the point where they can't get the guest on that they have scheduled. So, we're not the only ones. Who knows what this software, why it does what it does, or the computers for that matter. But anyway, here's the thing. The 90-day mini blast, as we tell you guys all the time, is the foundation tool for you to create the speed and urgency that's necessary for your business to catch traction. If you have any goals whatsoever of building a big business and maximizing the opportunity that a new company offers you, you have to catch traction. In order for that to happen, it's not just you, okay? You're just the impetus. In other words, you are the beginning of that process in your own business, okay? The company's already going through it. Okay, there's other leaders out there building their businesses, and their businesses are starting to catch traction. And you have to be able to do the same. Nobody can do it for you, but you have to know how to do it. Well, the only way to really do it is speed and urgency. And there again, we always talk about how some people say, well, the leader's so mean. I tried to talk to him and I tried to do this. And I'm trying to, you know what? The reason they're like that is because they cannot afford to waste their valuable time and slow down. They know they cannot slow down because speed and urgency is what causes the momentum and causes their business to catch traction. So they can't just be filly farting around. They got to spend their time, their valuable time. They only have so many hours in a day like you, with people that are actually out there doing something, okay? They have been around this industry long enough to know that when you open your mouth and say certain keywords that you're just fishing, you're not serious. So with that being said, the way you create this speed and urgency is to use the 90-day goal sheets that we talk about. Now, look, everybody says, oh, you know, goals, you know, that's self-help and this and that. And setting goals is hard for me to do. I totally get it. Okay. But here's the thing. We use that word goals, and it really, what it is, it's a target sheet. In other words, you fill out our 90-day target sheet. If you want to use that term, we call it a goal sheet, because you got to sit down and you got to put realistic goals on there. And some of the goals on there is, how many people do I want to sponsor in 90 days? Okay. You want to put a realistic number, but one that will stretch you at the same time. We always use the example, 60 people in 90 days. That is a very achievable thing. Okay. Especially when you get on a roll and you master the music to the ears message. So the point is that you put that down, 60 people. I want to sponsor 60 people in 90 days. And you put down how much group volume. We always advocate for 10,000 group volume, GV. Okay, why? Because when you look at the comp plan and you see how much you're going to get paid for generating 10,000 group volume, you say, yes, that is well within what I'm looking for as I start my business. I would like to have that monthly income. Okay, it gives you a barometer and gives you a goal to shoot for. And you got to make it real. You got to make it solid. And when you write things down, guess what? It becomes real to you. It becomes a goal. Your body and your mind automatically go into the mode that's necessary to achieve. It takes the actions, I should say, in order to give you a realistic chance at achieving these goals you're writing down. So that is what this goal sheet, whatever you want to call it, target sheet, whatever. There's other things on there. How many pin rank people do you want to have on there? How many leaders you want to have? It has all that stuff on there. Okay. And those are either your goals or your targets. I don't care what you call it. It's what it is. And I just bring that up because it's really important that you guys understand it's not another one of these self-help goal things. You know, set a goal, go on and achieve it. No, this is a target. You are setting a target for your business. Every business out there has quarterly goals. All right. This is what yours is for your business. Okay, now why do I bring that up? Because it's essential that you have quarterly goals to shoot for, like every other company. We have the system, the 5 simple steps. That is the system that gives you a realistic chance of achieving those targets that you have put down on paper, those goals that you have put down on paper. Okay, so it's not a matter of whether you have the system to make this happen. It's whether you're going to make it happen. And that is your roadmap, that 90-day goal sheet. So not only does it create speed and urgency, not only does it give you a target to shoot for in different categories, but it also gives you a mental picture. And when you look at that, and we always tell you to carry it with you in your purse, your wallet, whatever, and to look at it, because it imprints in your brain. When you close your eyes, you see those goals on that sheet. You see those targets that you put down, and you will go to bed at night saying, I either got to step it up, or hey, I'm right on target, or hey, I'm falling a little bit. I'm way ahead of the game. When you go to bed at night, when you wake up, your internal instinct is going to give you a guidance mechanism, if you will, where you are in relation to those goals and what you have to do. You inherently know, I got to step it up recruiting. I got to master this music to the ears message, whatever it is that you feel you may be falling behind on will be inside of you. And that is your compass, if you will. So there are so many positives in setting up and using this sheet, this form, whatever you want to call it, to put these goals and targets down on. Okay, and that's the reason why we advocate that. It also, which is really important when in this process, is getting that first check for your people, showing your people how to get their first check. When people get their first check, you bring a new partner on board and you're going to train them. And during the training, at the end of the training, you'll say, okay, let's look at what you have to do to get your first check. Okay, and every comp plan is going to be a little different, but it's all about creating volume. So we always teach you, if you do 100 if you get 100 people in your downline to create to do 100 PV per month, PV being personal volume, that creates 10,000 group volume. Okay, there's no disputing that. So if you scale it back and you say, well, look, it's really important, and your retention rate goes way up if you get people their first check sooner rather than later. So you don't want to drag that out. It's one of the most important things you can do when you start a new partner off. Okay, it also almost ensures duplication takes place. Why? Because when your partner gets their first check, what do you think they're going to do with their people? They're going to show them how to get their first check, which helps your retention rate. It doesn't guarantee anything, but it certainly helps in the health and the stability of your business. And duplication, that is positive duplication. All right. So we teach you how to show your new partners, hey, this is what we need to do to get your first check. And if you have 10,000 group volume as our barometer to judge companies and to have as a target date, you scale it back, you may only need to have 5 people in your business based on the comp plan and the 100, you got to use the threshold profitability for them to get a 30, 40, maybe $100 check. It's all based on the comp plan. All right. So you've got your people off on the right step. You told them about the importance of the music to the ears message. You've told them about threshold profitability and the importance of that, how it'll help them reach their financial and lifestyle goals, how to get their first check, what the importance of the 90-day goal sheet is. You lay all that out during the training, the quick start program. You lay all of that out. I said the scale of ambition, didn't I? Threshold of profitability, music to the ears message. You lay that all out. Okay, so now what have you done? You got them off to a quick start because it only takes a couple hours to do this, if that. Additionally, you haven't overburdened them with complicated systems. Very simple, very straightforward. You've shown them how taking these steps will give them a realistic chance of achieving their lifestyle or income goals in this business. You've shown them how to get their first check. You've covered all the important bases, okay? Now, why did I go through all that, laying that out? Because in your 90-day, when you do your checkup on your business and your own personal activity, and we tell you guys, hopefully you have somebody that understands this business building system that we promote, because you want to have somebody on the outside that will give you an honest evaluation and look at your activity during that 90-day mini blast. Okay, if you don't, we encourage you to get with Marie and I. You can contact us on our website. We'll put up a website address later. Contact customer service contact form. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to think of. So the thing is, I've laid all this out. All right. And what we're saying here is at the end of the 90 days, and sometimes, as I always tell you guys, it can be you could reach your goals in 85 days. It could take you 95 days to reach your goals. It could take you 89 days or 90 days or 91 days. The 90-day mini blast is a target date. If we were to start today, Miss Marie and I would pull out our form and we would look 90 days in the future, write that date down. Okay? We know that we may hit that nail right on the head. On the 90th day, here's what we do. Okay? Now, if I exceed my goals, let me just back up a little bit. I have my date on my 90-day goal sheet. If on the 85th day of my mini blast, I either meet or exceed my goals, that's good. That's awesome. Does that mean you stop? No. You keep going until you are actually on the 90th day. Whatever calendar date that is that you circled, even though on the 85th day you met or exceeded the goals on your 90-day goal sheet, you keep going until the 90th day. Why? Because only way to do a proper evaluation of the 90-day process is to wait until that actual day. Then you stick your head up and you look around. In this example, we say, hey, on the 85th day, we met or exceeded almost all of our goals on that sheet. So when you stick your head up at the end of the 90 days and you look around, meaning you're looking at your goal sheet, you say to yourself, wow, I did really good. This really works. I not only met, but I exceeded some of my goals on my sheet. That is phenomenal. And we encourage you to fill out the progress sheet each and every month, or if you want, each and every week, whatever the case may be. Why? You can go back and look where your business really started to take off. Okay? Where did it really capture its traction in regards to, you're putting a foundation down right now. That's what the 90-day mini blast is about, is setting that foundation, meaning you're looking and identifying leaders during your 90-day mini blast. You're sifting through people, assembling a group of leaders. Okay, that's what you're doing. So in essence, you're setting a foundation of leaders that will help you catapult your business to incredible heights over the next 2 years. So when you stick your head up at the 90-day, on the 90th day, you're going to look at your results and you're going to say, wow, I did really good. It really worked. That gives you confidence to move forward. They let you know the system works. That means that you're going in your training process and your mentoring process of your leaders, you're going to have a lot of conviction. It's going to come across. It's going to instill confidence in them. You're going to say to them, man, this really worked. I met my goals on the 85th day, and by the 90th day, I exceeded. And it's also going to teach you that when you help your downline leaders evaluate their business on the 90th day, you're going to hold them accountable. You're going to say, no, you need to keep going until the 90th day. Now, what if you haven't reached your goals on the 90th day? You still stop and stick your head up. You don't stop altogether unless you want to, but here's the point. You still stop and look up and see how close you got to your goals, okay? That is because you want to keep going. Like I told you, it may take you until the 95th day to reach your goals. You could be so close that those extra 5 days, extra 6 days, whatever, can get you over the hump and where you meet or exceed those goals. That is up to you. You can, in fact, make the 90th day your last day of the 90-day mini blast, whether you met or exceeded your goals. It doesn't matter. You're the boss, okay? The thing about the 90-day mini blast is to look for leaders, to sift through people. That's what you're doing. So, Miss Marie, I'm a little long-winded there. Do you have anything to add? Is there any clarification that needs to be done?
No, I think you covered that quite well. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm trying. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can log in on the on that there. So once you do the 90-day mini blast, you want to, if you do it right, you're going to have a number of leaders in your business. And so you, in phase 2, because phase 1 in your business building activity is in fact the 90-day mini blast. And as I said, the whole purpose of the 90-day mini blast is for you to find your leaders and to do so as quickly as possible, okay? And that means that you're going to use all the things that we just talked about, the scale of ambition, the threshold of profitability, the music to the ears message, the quick start, setting up the first check. All of that helps you identify leaders, okay? The reason being is that people will see how simple this is, and if these people are self-starters, if they're used to achieving success, if they're used to setting and achieving goals, and they are a high integrity person, meaning they'll hold themselves accountable without any prodding from you, then guess what? You sponsor the right kind of people. It doesn't guarantee anything, but what it does is greatly increase the chances that you are going to have people that are going to be responsible to themselves, responsible to what they said they were going to do, and they're going to go out there and they're going to do it, okay? And so that's the type of people you want in your business. So at the end of the 90 days, you just say, how many people do I have like that in my business? And we went through over the last few days where you log into your back office, and we told you the telltale signs of leadership when you look at your back office numbers. I encourage you to go and look at those. Today's Thursday. We covered Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, great content in regards to the back office, how to identify leaders, how to do this and that. And then I'm going to get into it here because this is kind of the tail end of the process. Okay. And you say, well, what's this got to do with the back office? Well, at the end of your 90 days, you're obviously going to log into your back office like you would do any other day. But this is a special day because it is a cutoff date for your business building foundation, okay, or the foundational business building process. Let's put it to you that way. Which means, how many leaders do you have? Well, you're going to log into your back office and you're going to look at the things that we told you to look for over the last 3 days. And that's going to help you not only identify who are leaders, and you need to know what the parameters are, because not everybody is a leader, as you'll learn in those episodes. So when you log into your back office and you look at all the different things that are staring at you, you're going to be able to identify who's truly a leader and see how many you have. If you're not happy with that number, okay, because when you look at your back office and you look at the numbers and you look at what the back office is telling you, it's going to tell you the health and the status of your business. Look, our goal sheets are fine, our progress sheets are fine, but they identify other important data. Okay, here the back office literally tells you the story. It's like a book. It's like opening up a book, a business book. It's telling you so much information, and it's phenomenal, and it's real time, which is great. And so you can log into your back office, identify the true leaders, and then you can take an honest assessment of your business and where it's at. And you can look at your 90-day goal sheet, and you can look at what your back office is telling you, and you can either say, hey, I did great, okay? Just like my 90-day goal sheet said, I met or exceeded my goals on the 85th day, and it reflects that in my back office as I log in on the 90th day. You're like, wow, that's really good. But on the other hand, if my back office is saying something different, okay, and we'll do the show on that down the road, Miss Marie, how the conflicting information you'll have on your goal sheet versus what you're seeing in your back office, because it can confuse you. You'll feel like you're doing something wrong, or you did something wrong, or your business is in trouble, and that's not always the case. But we're not going to do that here today, because what we're talking about here is sticking your head up at the 90-day mark. And what you want to do is make sure that you're reading your back office correctly. And once you do, you'll step back and you'll say, well, I really put an effort. And this is the turning point right here. This is the reason why you do the evaluation. What I'm getting ready to tell you is the whole purpose of doing the 90-day evaluation. First, let me preface this point by saying this. People that tell you that, hey, give this business 6 months, give this business a year, are pulling your leg. I'm telling you. There's not much in life that's going to take that long. What they're trying to do is keep you around and continue having you on auto ship and doing some type of activity, hopefully bringing in 3 or 4 people, okay? Because if they have a large organization, if they have 200 or 300 people, imagine each one of those people bringing in 2 or 3 people, okay? That takes their business up to 600 or 900 people, okay? And so the numbers are working in their favor, and if they have a lot of those people on auto ship for a year, look at how much money they're making, okay? Look, you'll know within 90 days if this business is for you. You'll know within 90 days if you are doing this right. Matter of fact, I hope you'll know. The reason we encourage you to do the progress sheets is so that you can identify if you're doing things wrong, and that'll reflect in the volume or the lack of people that you're sponsoring. Or if you're sponsoring a whole lot of people, the lack of activity means you're not sponsoring high quality people. See, that's the purpose and the importance of the progress sheets, and the reason why you want to do them on a weekly or monthly basis. Basis, and that's up to you on what frequency you want to use the progress sheets for. But the thing is that You want to be able to sit at the back on the 90th day and say, I really put an effort into this. I really worked hard on all the intricacies of this business building process, and I'm really not getting the results that are warranting me to stick around in this business model or to stick around with this company because the comp plan's paying me pennies on the dollar. Okay, you have to evaluate each process individually so that you can make a proper decision of whether you want to continue to be with this company or even continue to be in this industry. It may not be for you. And if it's not for you and your heart's not in it, why not cut your losses and go someplace else where you can be successful, okay? There's no sense in sticking around for another 3 months. There's no sense in sticking around for another year, okay? Cut your losses and move on and find something you love. Find something that you're good at, all right? That's the reason why these 90-day evaluations are so important. Additionally, if you put in a lot of effort, or let's say you put in a half-ass effort and you got half-ass results, and if you're honest with yourself, you'll say, hey, I could not put in the time that I wanted. I really kind of half-stepped it. I really didn't master the music to the ears message. I really didn't do 100 PV per month. I kind of goofed off with this. I came in thinking I was serious about it, but as time went along, I realized I really wasn't as serious as I thought, but I got some pretty decent results. If I really took this serious, I probably could do something really good here. There again, you have to make the decision because you're unfortunately in this situation, you're in the middle of the road, okay? You're going to get hit and run over, okay? The bottom line is you're on the fence. You're going to have to make a decision one way or the other. That's up to you. And of course, the final example would be that you either met or exceeded your goals. And then, believe it or not, it's still a matter of, do I want to be with this company? Do I want to be in this business model? Because just because you're having success doesn't mean that your heart's in it. It doesn't mean that you're enjoying yourself. And not that this is all fun, okay? It's not meant to be set up to have fun. If you master it, it can be fun. I can promise you. But the thing is that it's not set up. It's not, Disneyland, all right? So you're going to have, even if you meet or exceed your goals, you're still going to have to ask yourself these important questions. Am I really wanting to do this business? Is this really what I want to do for the, next 2 years? The time I'm putting in is really taken away from my family and it's causing issues. Or, hey, this is causing issues at work, or, hey, I'm putting in a lot, is affecting my health because I'm stressed out and I'm not sleeping and eating right. Of course, those things can be corrected with adjustments in most cases. So, and even though you're succeeding at the 90-day point, you still have serious questions sometimes, not all the time, okay? The thing is that if you are meeting or exceeding your level, your goals, or your target numbers, that's going to motivate you because you're really on the cusp of doing something special. And if you are and you're excited about the future, then you can make adjustments in your work schedule. You can make adjustments and you're going to get better at this. And when you do, if you're putting in 4 hours a day, you might be able to cut that down to 3 and maybe 2.5. In other words, get as much done in 2.5 hours as you were in 4. Why? Because you're getting better. You're getting better at identifying the right people for the business. You're getting better at delivering the music to the ears message. You're getting better at identifying the leaders and working with them right away. You're getting people started, or you're getting more people started off on the quick start in a correct way where duplication's taking effect. And so you're really starting to get that momentum ball working. And your business is on the verge of catching traction. So you have to decide, can I continue to do this since I got such a good thing going? Oh, so I've been a long-winded there, Miss Marie. Did any of that make sense? Is everything spot on?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. You have to look at, especially the effort that you've put in, whether or not you gave it your all. Now, if you met your goals and you gave it your best effort, that's fantastic. If you fell short of your goals, but you also know that perhaps you didn't give it your best effort, well, what could you have achieved had you given it your best effort? So there's definitely a fine line there in terms of the amount of time you're invested, the effort you're putting in, the action you're actually taking to achieve those goals. That's definitely an important part of the whole evaluation process, as well as the 90-day mini blast. Oh, sorry, I thought he was ready to say something.
I'm bouncing back and forth here, guys, on this podcast. I'm going back and forth trying to log into the iMic. So anyway, yes, the points you bring up are valid and on the point. So the importance of doing the 90-day mini blast is, the 90-day evaluation is this, guys. It gives you a moment to pause and to make a proper decision on what you want to do from this point on. Okay. If you want to cut your losses, then this is the time to do it. If you're on the fence, it's time to make a decision. If you've met or exceeded your goals, it's time once again to make a decision, because you're on the verge of doing something special. Okay. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to go into the big business mode. What it means is, if you've created 10,000 group volume and your group volume looks like it's going to be consistent on that for the next 2-3 months, guess what? You have a chance, a legitimate chance to do something really special for you and your family and your downline. You have to realize during the 90-day mini blast, you're identifying and working with leaders, meaning that you've already put into place some leaders that could really take off. All right. And this is just phase one. Phase two of the process is working with those leaders. That is what it is. And as we told you, if you do this right, you're going to have a process where during the phase two, the next 90 days is normally spent. In other words, phase two is 90 days long as well. And it usually is spent working with those leaders. Okay. And believe me, it can be a time-consuming process. And we'll get into more detail as we move forward with these podcasts into the phase two processes. We've really been focused, believe it or not, in these 70-plus podcasts on new people, and really kind of intermediate new people. Okay, making sure that we cover all the important issues that they need to know about. Now it's time to move into those that are at the intermediate new level, if you want to call it that. In other words, we're going to move forward into phase two. We've been addressing phase one. That's the best way to put it. I don't know why I didn't say that to begin with. So everything we've been doing prior to today's episode has been a phase one target market. Now we'll be talking about the phase two. Okay, in other words, working with those leaders. We've touched on that a few times, but not in the way that we need to as we go forward. The reason I say that is because sometimes, without dragging this on, sometimes in your phase one, you may only have 2 or 3 leaders. And you think, oh my gosh, I only got 2 or 3 leaders that are really doing something. Rob said that the next 90 days, I'm supposed to work with a lot of leaders, and I only have 2 or 3. Okay. And sometimes that happens, and we'll talk about in the future, because I don't want to get into it now. Miss Marie, we might want to write that down. I don't have a pen, but we need to talk about phase two. What do you do if you only have 2 or 3 leaders at that particular moment instead of 7, 8, or 9? Of course, the more leaders you have that are aggressively active, the more time they're going to require. And in some of those leaders will want you to contact them twice a week, some just once a week, some not at all. Some may, not very often, but some may 3 times a week. Okay, and the reason I say that is because sometimes some of your new people get lightning in a bottle, they're overwhelmed, but they're too scared to stop. And so they'll want you to contact them 3 times a week to keep them focused and still in the business. All right, so that does happen every once in a while. We need to talk about that too. And it's just not proper to talk about it during the phase one discussion or training, I should say. So anyway, that is where you are at the 90-day mark, is you're making the determination on whether you want to move forward, going from, because you have to realize people go in the first 90 days, people are just wanting to make money and they're scared. They're wanting to see if this business works. They want to see if you're sincere, if you're going to be there to help them, if they can trust you. There's a lot of things going on with them. Even the aggressive people, even the people that are leaders that are getting out there and really building it, they don't know if they can trust Rob and Marie. They don't know if this system really works. They hear Rob and Marie promote it, but they don't really know if it works. And they're out there and they're saying, hey, I'm just going to have blind faith and I'm just going to go for it. And that's what they do. And then at the end of the 90 days, they're not only evaluating their business, but they're evaluating the relationship they have with Rob and Marie. They're evaluating whether the business building system really works. They're evaluating whether they want to actually work with people. They may not be a people person. So there's so many things that come at that 90-day point. And once again, we tell people, hey, do it at the 90-day mark because this business works in thirds. Why go beyond the 90 days? Okay, find out whether this business is for you or not. Find out whether the system produced the results you wanted. Find out if this is the type of success that you're looking for, okay, at the 90-day mark. And that way you're not wasting, as I said earlier, your valuable time and money on something you may not want to do or is not producing the results you want. The system may be working. You may have leaders, but the company and the comp plan may not be rewarding you on the level that you thought it was going to. Once again, at the 90-day mark, because 90 days gives you a fair chance for your business to catch a little bit of traction and have some kind of success where you can say, hey, the comp plan looked good on paper, but it's really not working out. I need to reevaluate this. And 90 days gives you, if you decide to leave, you can walk away with a good, clean heart and take your people with you saying, hey, we gave it a great shot. And I found out the comp plan wasn't what it said it was, okay? Or the company didn't do its job. It didn't do its part. It's time for us to go someplace else. But at least we have a system that works, that produces the type of results and pays us well with a good comp plan. So there's a lot at the 90-day mark that you need to sit back and evaluate. And that's the reason why we encourage you to do it at the 90-day mark. If you invest 6 months before you stick your head up, you're invested and you've misled a lot of your downline. You don't want to do that, okay? 6 months is too long to do an evaluation, okay? Don't let anybody tell you any different. If you're giving this thing serious effort, 90 days is plenty of time. Don't you agree, Miss Marie?
Well, I do. And part of it too is, we're setting goals and they talk about SMART goals, right? They're supposed to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, within a certain time frame. And this 90-day evaluation point is where you're looking at the results of the goals you've set and making a determination of where you're going to go next, the trajectory your business is going to take, and basically whether or not if it's going to work the way you expected it to, as Rob has said. So it's definitely an important point and not to be missed.
Test.
Oh, we got both going now. A little bit of echo.
How's that?
Oh, there we go.
Is that working?
Yep, you're back.
Huh. Now my speakers are not working.
Oh, well, that's not good. I was
can't hear anything.
I think you're back just in time to wrap things up here, because I think we've covered this topic just about in its entirety for today. Unless you had something else you wanted to say in recap yet, Rob? Nope. All right. Well, I think we've still got a little bit of a struggle bus happening with with the technology there on Rob's side. But one thing I did want to mention, you guys, is, of course, along with our social media platforms, a very important place for you to get information is our website, TheMLM-solution.net.
Yay!
TheMLM-solution.net. And we also have a feedback form there for you if you want to give us any type of feedback, ask any questions you may have, ask for a particular episode. If there's something specific you want to learn more about, or if something wasn't clear that we said, you can access that feedback form using themlmsolution.net/survey. Rob, do you want to jump back in? I think we've got you back in your entire.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
And I can hear you. Who in the world knows why that changed? Oh, anyway. All right. So, did we cover everything, you think?
I think we did. I think we're ready to close us out.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you know what? We fought through it. It wasn't perfect, but you know what? It was great information. It was important information. I hope everybody gets and understands the importance of what we just shared with you guys today. Once again, as we close, I'm not going to drag this out, guys. We act like this business is easy, and it is. It's a simple process, but it's hard work. That's all it is. That's the reason why the 90-day evaluation period is so important to your success and your future in this business. Because if you get off to a rough start, but you stick with it, and you start to get things under control, and you start to feel comfortable with yourself and the business model and the business building process, or the business building system, I should say, guess what? By the 90-day mark, you're going to be able to make an honest evaluation. Because think about it. You could potentially be walking away from a life-changing event, life-changing money, okay, if you make the wrong decision. That's the reason why it's so important to use the 90-day evaluation process, okay? And guess what? You can do another 90-day evaluation at the end of phase 2. 90-day phase 2 is identifying and working with your leaders, helping them to get their business stable. We'll talk about that in a future episode. But the point is that you got to focus on them. Your goal is to help them be bigger than you, okay? And at the end of that phase 2, which is another 90 days, you're going to be able to stick your head up again and make an even better decision. You'll really know where you are by then, won't you, Miss Marie?
Yep.
So as you can see, the 90-day evaluation is really important. It's a stepping stone. Each step, you're going to be able to step back and take an honest evaluation, an honest look, and guess what? You're on your way. Each step's taking you higher up that mountain. Miss Marie, as we close, in prior episodes, we talked about that money ball. Remember, it starts out really small when you first start out. You get that first check. By the time you get to 3rd, 4th, 5th, maybe even the 6th month, that money ball could be huge. But here's the thing. When you're pushing that money ball up that hill, guess what? When it's small, you can see around it, but you can't see over that hill. But you can see that hill, it's a money hill, and you're pushing that money ball up that hill. Well, guess what? As that ball gets bigger, in other words, and heavier, you can't not only see around it, but you need help pushing it up. What do you think your leaders are? They all get together and help you push that money ball, your money ball, up that hill until it goes over the crest, and then and momentum takes over and it rolls downhill on its own. That's drink out coconut money. That's the lifestyle that you're shooting for. Well, guess what? Phase 1 and phase 2 help you. Phase 1 helped you set up that ball. Phase 2, you're starting to assemble a team that'll help you push that ball over the top. So that's the importance of doing these evaluations, because in each step, you're going to be able to evaluate where you are and whether it's worth continuing. Right, Miss Marie? And that's it.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense as we close? Is that a good close?
I think it is. It's that residual income that we're ultimately after. Yep.
Right. And it's all about hard work. But if you take the right steps along the way and evaluate the business, your business correctly, you're going to know where you are and you're going to get motivated. You're going to get excited. All right, guys, with that being said, real quick, tomorrow is Freelance Friday. Don't forget, Freelance Friday tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please share our podcast with our fellow network marketers across the globe. We appreciate it if you do. With that being said, guys, you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, TheMLM-solution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.